Hi, in this video I wanted to talk about why you have thyroid issues but your lab tests are normal, and you go to your doctor and they tell you everything's fine, your labs are normal, nothing's wrong with you, and they make you feel like you're crazy. You start to think that you're going crazy because they keep telling you what your labs are normal, but you know your body and you know how it feels to be normal. And by being tired all the time and losing your hair and struggling with losing weight and you're exercising, that's not normal. You know that something else is going on in your body. And when it comes to the thyroid, there can be so many issues going on. So if you feel that you have some of those symptoms, losing your hair, losing your outer third of your eyebrows, feeling like you're cold all the time, you're tired, you're ready for bed by 6, 7, 8 o'clock, you go to bed early, but you still wake up and you're tired, you're exhausted, and you feel like, I just want to be in bed all day. You get brain fog, you're ADD, you've got ridges in your nails. You have all these symptoms that are pointing to thyroid, but your labs tests keep coming back and they're like, you're normal, nothing's wrong with you. Well, a lot of the times they're not normal because most doctors are using some outdated ranges to check your thyroid, and they're looking at lab ranges that are maybe this big, and your thyroid functions at an optimal range that are maybe this big, a lot more narrower. That is one. And two, maybe they're only checking for TSH and free T4, or maybe just T4, but they're not doing a full thyroid panel. You should check for T3, free T3, because that's really the gas for your thyroid. The T4 is just the inactive, or the free T4 is just the inactive that's not bound, that's available, but T4 is not active, and it needs to be converted to T3 so that you can get that gas going. So that is one of the reasons a lot of people will not get any better, is because they're not testing, they're not doing enough tests, they're not checking. The lab ranges are outdated that they're checking. And when they're not running enough tests, most of the hypothyroid conditions out there are because they're actually an autoimmune condition, some called Hashimoto's. So Hashimoto's thyroiditis, yes, it's your thyroid being attacked, which your thyroid is right here. It is being under attack, but it's actually not a thyroid problem. It's an autoimmune problem. And you have to address it with diet and lifestyle, and there's really no medication that's going to fix that. It's a diet and lifestyle that caused the problem, so it's diet and lifestyle they can fix it. Most of the time when people come into a doctor's office and they have a thyroid issue and they give them some medication, usually they will have had that problem for such a long time. If they have had a thyroid condition going on for so many years, then what will happen is, especially an autoimmune condition, their thyroid has been under attack for so many years now that they've actually lost some of their thyroid tissue. So patients like that will require some sort of supplemental thyroid, whether it's a T4, a T3, whether it's a combination of a T4 and a T3. So that's something that you have to talk to your doctor and has to be closely monitored. So I'm not saying that you should get off your thyroid medication. All I want to share with you is this video is just some simple changes that you can make so that you can optimize your thyroid function, and talk to your doctor about what you need to do so that you can feel better. It's maybe taking a closer look at some of the lab ranges, because they're looking at possibly outdated lab ranges. So some simple lifestyle changes that you can do to start helping your thyroid. One is remove all of the sugar, all of the gluten, all of the alcohol from your diet. Corn, soy, wheat, oats, barley. The gluten is anything like wheat, oats, barley, any grains, whether they're from glutinous grains or non-glutinous grains. So that would even mean rice, coffee. I would even go as far as removing eggs right now, and all dairy products right now, especially dairy products. And so do that for at least 4 weeks, a minimum of 4 weeks. If you know you have an autoimmune condition, I would not recommend that you would eat any gluten whatsoever. Even if you don't have an autoimmune condition, I would highly recommend that you remove gluten, because gluten will create intestinal permeability, which means that you'll have a leaky gut. When you have a leaky gut, you end up with food sensitivities. You end up with different parts of your body being attacked because of molecular mimicry, which I can't get into all the details because of the length of this video. So those are some real simple lifestyle changes that you can make. So it's like, well, what does it look like? What am I going to eat? You can eat a lot of vegetables. You can eat your lower glycemic fruits like strawberries, blueberries, boysenberries, raspberries. You can have lemon, that's actually a fruit, avocado, cherries. I would go grapefruit, pears, some of the lower glycemic fruits. I would stick to about 2 or 3 servings a day max. If you're worried about, I'm not going to be full, you are going to be full. You can have fish, chicken, turkey. You can have bison. You can have organ meats. And one of the things that I think, or one of the foods I think is the best to help you is going to be bone broth. I think bone broth is amazing, not only for its nutritional value, but what it's doing to your GI tract and for your gut and for your hair, nails, and skin. And most people with some sort of thyroid issue usually have some sort of intestinal permeability, have some gut issues, a leaky gut problem. And bone broth is amazing for that. So that's something that I would recommend. What are some other things that, why did you end up with this thyroid problem? The number one cause of thyroid problem is stress, whether it's physical stress, chemical stress, emotional stress. Physical stress comes in the form of, you are not exercising enough, you're exercising too much, you had an injury of some sort, so your body starts to produce that cortisol. Cortisol is made by the adrenal glands. Those little adrenal glands sit on top of your kidneys. When you make that cortisol and you're constantly making that, that's going to interfere with your thyroid's ability to work because of the communication between the brain and the actual gland itself. You also need to have your T4 and your T3 converted, because your thyroid makes primarily T4, like 93% of that. That T4 needs to be converted into T3. And it occurs in 2 places. It occurs in your liver and in your gut. And if you've got a lot of stress going on in your life, that cortisol is going to interfere with the conversion of T4 to T3 in various aspects of the body. So stress comes in physical, chemical, emotional. Chemical is, what food are you eating? Are you eating food that's been loaded with toxins, with hormones, that's been sprayed? That's why I choose organic. Have the animal products that you're eating, have they been fed hormones, antibiotics? Are they in their natural habitat? Are they conventionally raised where they're in cages and they don't have the freedom to run around and have access to sunshine and eat from the land that hasn't been loaded with chemicals and sprayed with chemicals in the ground? And so we have a lot of issues, and I think a big part of it is our diet. So if we can master that, you are going to feel so much better. We talked about a little bit about, it could be your thyroid problem can be an autoimmune condition and not the thyroid, so that needs to be checked, and your doctor should be running those labs we talked about, the reverse T3, but also for the antibodies. So the adrenal glands are going to respond to stress. We all have stress. It's just we have to learn how to manage it. Simple strategies could be meditation, could be prayer, could be exercise, could be going out, hiking in the woods, out in the beach. Those are some simple strategies. Gratitude journal, reading, puzzles, having family time, family that you like, I should put that. So those are some things that you can do. Other root causes of why we have thyroid issues, well, we talked about the diet, we talked about having a leaky gut. It could be heavy metals that are interfering with how your thyroid works. You could have infections, gut infections. You could have parasites. You could have something called SIBO, candida. There's so many other issues. You could be having lack of nutrients, selenium, iodine, copper, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E. Those are necessaries for healthy thyroid function. So those are some of the reasons. So what I just wanted to share that with you. And look out here. within this video, I do have a summary of what we talked about so that you can start making some changes, simple changes in as little as 30 days, and a list of some of the tests and some of the lab ranges that you want to focus on. All right, I will catch you on the next video.